Man, what's good, y'all? I'm feeling right. It's your boy Mambo, the big dog command room. And I'm still smoking on that Eagle pack. That nice green old Philly green special Eagle pack. Say nah, man. Hope y'all doing good, bro. We here with the week 10 reflections, man, after this Monday night win. Man, winning feels so much better than anything else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Losing or draw, you know what I'm saying? Been sticking with it through it all. You've seen the ups and downs through the old videos and stuff like that. But, man, this is probably definitely like one of the best wins that I've seen in a long time. You know, the Tennessee game, the Tampa Bay game last year was pretty good. The Steelers game 2 years ago was really good. The Panthers game was really good. Like, I like that one. That was a really good win. The Raiders game was kind of exciting, but this one was like beyond, like, as far as like a staple win for our franchise and under Ron Rivera's era. This is like a staple win. Like, where it's like the team can really turn a corner with this. You know what I'm saying? And change the whole trajectory of the season and of this franchise, like under this regime, whatever, you know what I'm saying. So I can't say that I could not be more prouder of how they performed Monday. You know, it's really been something that I've just been kind of like still floating on, like, throughout the week. Been really tired, really been trying to push through, but that's just something I can just always. I've just been kind of obsessed. I've been obsessed. I'm not gonna lie. Wondering about what Heineke's gonna do. What they're gonna do with Heineke. Wondering what the media outlets are saying about us. Wondering all these other things. If Chase Young's coming back, all this stuff. And it's like, I can't wait for a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? We can't sleep on the Texans, but I'm ready to see what we're gonna do. I'm ready for more football. Like, winning is addicting. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, like, man, like, just proud of the boys. So proud of the growth that I've seen in the building block that they can do on this. Like, hopefully we can't get too high on this. Of course. And of course I forgot. It was reflection time. I'll be right back. So I got a trash can. You already know how I go. You know what I'm saying? It's reflection time, but like I was saying, can't get too high on the highs, can't get too low on the lows. We definitely can't get too high on the highs with this. We're 5-5. Like, back to reality. It may feel like we won the Super Bowl, but we didn't. One of the best primetime games that I've seen us play ever in my life, outside of like the RG3 year. Yeah, man. Just so much to, like, kind of glean from, and let's just get into it, man. So I know this is gonna sound crazy. This I wouldn't even say this is. It is a reflection in a sense, but it's also like just a kind of theory or like belief. And it's gonna sound crazy, but I really think we could win a Super Bowl with Taylor Heineke at quarterback. I know it sounds crazy, but really, I said in previous videos, if we would have just kept Heineke at quarterback and built all the team up around him with all that $28 million that we wasted. Not saying that Wentz is not gonna play again, or we don't know how the season's gonna go, but that $28 million we used, we could have kept Eric Flowers. We could have signed maybe a higher quality guard. I mean, Andrew Norwell and Trey Turner have been playing a lot better, but maybe sign a top level corner, maybe sign another D lineman or something like that, and still got the players that we got in the draft without even giving them draft picks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But I really think we can. I feel like I think John Kahn and Brian Weinstein was talking about this, or I've watched so many reports and things like this past week after the win, but I think they're talking about how the NFL is kind of reverting back to the old school, three clouds in the 3 yards in the cloud of dust type mentality, like that run first mentality, to try to slow down these high powered offenses, especially us, you know what I'm saying. And I miss the old school way. I like, football like that, you know what I'm saying? I love a good run game. I like, good, good quality run because I was a running back. So, yeah, man, they were talking about how, to combat these high power offenses, teams are starting to run the ball more to kind of hold the clock, drain the clock and stuff like that, and manage the ball game. And keep those offenses off the field, you know what I'm saying, keep their defense resting, and just kind of help with that. And Taylor Heineke is the perfect quarterback for that, because he has some of the best ball fakes you have out there, you know what I'm saying, when we're coming off play action. So if we're having a good run game, his play action is so clean that, you know what I'm saying, that it just, it really, make the defense get tripped up. And then if you really need him to just just sit there and just make some passes, he can, you know what I'm saying. I mean, he makes really good throws, when he's focused and sets his feet and gets all his motion through, his mechanics through. And it's everybody's been saying, it's really he hasn't really got that many starts, and that he never really got that shot. So it's kind of like a rookie, this is his second year playing fully, you know what I'm saying. And he's definitely improved, he's as far as from a playing standpoint, his arm, and just the experience, understanding what he needs to do, in certain situations and stuff. He still gonna make mistakes, but he hasn't made them. It hasn't been as egregious as last year. Like last year, some of the stuff he was doing, I was just yo, what? And I'm a big Taylor Heineke fan, but I get mad. I'm gonna be real. I get mad at him just like y'all do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not to the point where he's not a good quarterback, or he's terrible. Nah. I really like him, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and the team loves him, man. You get all these players that paid thousands of dollars for chains, put all their chains on this man's neck, and types him up, you know what I'm saying. He's just the cool white kid that's on the football team that everybody rock with, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to my boy Ryan, you know what I'm saying. He was the backup quarterback for us, in high school, man. And he's to this day, he'll come hang out with us sometimes, and is he that dude, he don't try to act black or nothing like that. He just himself, just a cool, chill guy, just like Heineke. And Heineke he just himself. He be chilling, man. He just want to drink some beer and chill himself. He in the back of the plane. They done put all these chains on him while he drinking some beer. And my man, they love that dude, dog. You know what I'm saying. And they rally behind him, and it's just why I go with anybody else? He can do everything that all the other quarterbacks can do. People just so caught up with the glamour of having a Patrick Mahomes, or a top level quarterback, Lamar Jackson, which is cool. We wanted that for a long time, but we haven't had it. So this is the closest thing that we've had to like some semblance of a franchise quarterback, because he has that kind of star appeal. He fly, like, you know what I'm saying, and he chill, like, you know, he's humble, you know, he understands his role, you know. We haven't had nobody like that outside of Kirk Cousins in a long time. So, you know what I'm saying, we won't have to pay him that much, like, you know, to keep him. You know, we won't have to, like, you know, go out our way, you know what I'm saying. Um, and he knows the offense and stuff like that. Why try to do something or change something that's not don't need to be fixed? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's my spiel. I feel like it's like some kind of type of Trent Dilfer like thing, because our defense is so good, and it's only gonna get better. We don't even have all our pieces back. We don't have Chase Young fully healthy. We don't have Cole Holcomb back. We don't have, like, you know, all these pieces. Imagine us getting a number one corner like a Sauce Gardner type dude, and and maybe another linebacker. And then we get Fedarian Mathis back, and all these, like, we got John Ridgeway, all these people. And then Percy Butler's able to play. Imagine that. And we play like how we did, like, against the Eagles, and like we've been doing the past couple of weeks. Imagine. And then we have Heineke, you know, with a better offensive line. Imagine us drafting better offensive linemen and stuff like that. We could really make a run, like on some Trent Dilfer, like, you know, 2000 Ravens, like, you know, type thing. You know what I'm saying? He won't know high level quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need that all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, okay, we get the guy, we gonna have to pay him eventually. Look what happened with Russell Wilson. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, eventually you get tired of that, like, you know what I'm saying, and you move on. And now the Broncos are paying this big old bill for a dude that's not delivering like they thought he was going to. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs are paying crazy. He's going to get paid 40, 50 million. I think in a couple years he's going to get paid 50 million a year in 1 year. That is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? That contract is disgusting. Like, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you want to keep that guy like that, but, you know, what else are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Keep shooting for the stars and stuff like that, because it's like we're too good not to be. We're too good to be in the top 10. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be in the top 10 if we keep playing like this. And, you know, we're not gonna get no quarterback, like, you know, late in the rounds that we really want. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like we should really build around him until we get a quarterback we can really like. You know, we keep getting stuff in the draft. Eventually, we'll probably get some pieces that we can trade away. You know, unfortunately, I want to keep everybody, but everybody can't stay. So just maybe eventually we trade and be able to trade up and get a quarterback we like. But I mean, I would rather us go with Heineke, man. I feel like he's a winner. He's an underdog story. I'm a big, you know, underdog person. I feel like I'm an underdog, so I always root for the underdog. You know what I'm saying? More times than not. So that's how I feel. Man, like, you know, Taylor Heineke was targeting Terry. You know, that Taylor. I don't call it T2. I like that T2. This came with the other day. It's called the T2 connection. You know what I'm saying? Like, that thing is a thing of beauty. You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna get him the ball. That they show that replay of, like, you know, Heineke recognizing man coverage and Terry breaking off from Darius Slay. I want to say that was Darius Slay. And him just throwing it out to him, like, you know, it was a great ball to him. You know, it's just amazing, like, you know. And even on the interception, I feel like he could have looked at least looked the safety off. He just kind of already knew. I talked about it before, but it seemed like he already knew he was going to throw to Terry, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I think Darius Slay was probably on him still. Like, you know, he was like, man, this dude hasn't been checking him all game, so let me just go ahead and throw that. And then when he threw it, he kind of just, like, lofted it up instead of, like, really getting it to him, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like a ball that the safety had time to get under and stuff like that, so it wasn't a good look. But either way, Gibb was open, you know, from what I seen. But like I said, like, he already knew who he was throwing to before the ball was even thrown. So it is what it is. Um, my boy S, like from the Eagles, man, he came down and hit my boy Cam Sims, and you know, knocked him down and stuff like that. But my boy Brian Robinson came up and got some revenge. It was in the red zone, and Epps comes up there trying to tackle Brian Robinson with the arm tackle, and he carried him for a good little 5 yards. It was crazy. What I'm saying. And he had a big man touchdown. To kind of get get stopped at the 1 yard line and just stick the ball out. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's some grown man stuff. That's some big boy stuff. Like him and Gibb going like this. You know what I'm saying? I love the running backs getting their touches, man, getting their touchdowns. So it was good to see. I don't think we scored a touchdown in the second half, outside of the Casey Hill one. But that's something I would want to see change. Like Scott Turner called a great game. Like it's the best game I've seen him call outside of that. Last drive against the Tampa Bay Bucks last year. That was like a thing of beauty. But this was one of his best games, except for probably it was one drive where he called back to back screens. And you know how I feel about screens with Scott Turner. It's like the screen already didn't work, and then you call another screen, they won't suspect this, like man, you know what I'm saying. But it's still stuff we need to work on. Hopefully he continues to find his groove. I hope he doesn't regress, but it's no telling. You think, man, Defoe, Derek Forrest, man, amazing game. One of his best games to date. You know what I'm saying? That's how you defend a deep ball. Playing it. That was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I still confused about how he got the ball. It was, I don't know. Did it just fall in his arms, or did he just take it from him? It just looked crazy. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to him, man. It was good. And him just being around the ball, it feels like a ball magnet, man. And I was saying this in his highlights, you know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all before, sometimes you can't listen to all the draft analysis and all that stuff. Sometimes, if you know football, sometimes you just gotta have the eye test and be like, this dude can play. And I felt like he could play. I just wasn't sure how, on what level, because he felt like he kind of gave me this strong safety vibes, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really sure how he was gonna be a free safety, but he's been doing his thing, man. So I'm excited to see him grow in his role in all the secondary, man. The secondary has been playing. Kendall Fuller, this is his best game. I thought last game was his best game. This game, he making Superman stretch, blocks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Stretching out, they shut down A.J. Brown for only 7 yards. Granted, he messed up his ankle, but still, Devontae Smith. No, none of the receivers really got off. The Jalen Hurts only had 174 yards, and then he had 94 yards rushing, all together combined. So that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You talking about 260 something yards, 270 yards, all together. Total offense, and we had 300 something, come on, man, beautiful, man. I think the leading rusher only had 50 something yards on some stuff. I think, what was that, Byron Scott or Miles Sanders, something like that. It's beautiful, man. The defense is just on a tear. Shout out to Ed Oliver. He called Terry the Eagle Killer. You know how Santana Moss was the Cowboy Killer? Well, some reason Terry be cooking up the Eagles like that. So, he's the Eagle Killer. I guess so. And Terry also had the most yards for Ohio State, among Ohio State receivers this week, in the NFL. I heard it's some crazy number, it's 28 of them. I might be wrong. I don't know. But it's a lot of them apparently. And he had the most yards out of all of them with 128. You know, great to see Jahan Dotson back. You know what I'm saying? He only had one catch, but you know, just his presence out there is going to change a lot. You know what I'm saying? As he gets healthier. I hated that little pick play that they tried to call pass interference on. Really got ran into the other cornerback, but it is what it is. Speaking of pass interference, that was the most terrible pass interference call on Benjamin St. Juste, man. I was so mad. I don't think I've ever been so mad outside of like that Chase Young penalty last year against the Falcons when he had a sack, but they tried to call it roughing the passer because he elbowed the dude or whatever. Like, come on now, that was a weak thing, but I had never been so mad at a call until this one, cause it's like, if that's pass interference, then what is not pass interference? My man did everything that he could. You know, I mean, okay, he probably bumped him a little bit, but it's like he's being aggressive. And it wasn't even handsy. He did it like this. It's not like what else are you supposed to do? How else are you supposed to guard him, man? And I think Benjamin St. Juste is like really, really good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like he guards receivers so good that that the refs don't even know what to call it. Like, dang, that had to be pass interference because that was just too good. I don't know how you guarded him, because he be having these dudes hemmed up. Like, he had Justin Jefferson hemmed up when he caught that pick six. He had that man hemmed up like along the sideline. Like, he had so much leverage. You know, he has the outside leverage, and all you have is a sideline, like, you know, to work with. You can't do nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the same with that one. Like, I don't think that was Devontae Smith or I think AJ Brown. I can't remember what the receiver was. But it was such good coverage, and he turned his head around. But then when they had the play call against Curtis Samuel, and the dude just running like this, like, you know, and never turn his head around, like, you know, they don't call that. So, like, you know, these refs is trash. Like, anyways, like, you know, it is what it is. They kept calling players down, like, you know, like Derek Ford. He called him down when he got the interception. They called Jamin Davis down. I really wish I'm glad that he finally got a turnover, though. I think that might have been his first turnover, for real. That might have been his first turnover, which I'm so proud of Jamin, man. Like, I can't wait for him to just really continue to grow. I really wish he would have been able to run it back and they let him score. You know what I'm saying? So, that could be his, like, you know, build his confidence. Like, you know, same with last week with Benjamin St. Juste in the pick six. I want them to build their confidence so they know they can play, like, really well. Yeah, man, I'm kind of jumping around again. I didn't really make that many notes, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like off the dome. Special teams played well. Joey Sly is amazing. Like, you know, like he went, like I said, like when he made that 58-yard kick, I was like, yeah, we're going to win this. Because it just, like, that stuff doesn't happen for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always short. It's always to the left or the right, whatever. Like, I was like, yeah, this is, like, because the way we scored, and then we got the ball back and then, like, kicked the field goal. Like, yeah, we took advantage of that time. Usually we'd be like, oh, like, you know, we were trying to be conservative and make sure, like, no, like, we scored before halftime, and we needed to because they were going to get the ball back, so we had to set the tone. You know what I'm saying? So, love that. John Ridgeway redeemed himself. Shout out to John Ridgeway. Everybody was mad at you for a week, but now you redeemed yourself, so hand clap to you, man. Let me see. Dang. Oh, I loved how we pass protected. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that first drive, like, really pissed me off. Just in general, because it's like we had a second chance at it because they had the rough running the punter, like, you know what I'm saying, and we got a second chance, and then we ended up Charles Leno ended up letting the guy through and causing a fumble and stuff like that. And so they got some easy points, you know. But really, like those what was that, 10 points or 14 points that they got, you know, early, like you know what I'm saying. That was like, you know, that was some freebie. Like you know how like they play bingo and then you get the little free space in the middle. That was kind of like that, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, we let them have that, like you know what I'm saying, and then, you know, it is what it is. Like, uh, let me think. But yeah, man, like I love that because it's like they kept the tight ends really in tight. You know, most of the game, and they kind of had like delayed releases and like you know help like you know chip and keep like you know their line at bay. Cause really I don't think they was really getting pressure from the inside. It was more outside pressures. Um, you know, but it was really good though. I like what they were doing. We had like 2, 3 like you know tight ends out there at all time, a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Um, Loved our running. Um, it was a lot of things. Like I wish we would have been able to see how that play went with when they called the delayed game, like when Curtis Samuel got the ball. It looked like it was gonna be something though, like you know, because there was nobody really out there, and you know Curtis Samuel could got some jets, so that would have been cool. I hope Scott Turner just comes back to this stuff, like you know what I'm saying, and he continues to be creative. Uh, Cause he is a creative coordinator. It's just sometimes he just kind of like gets set in like Madden mode where he just calls the generic. You know how you like you don't got that much time, so I'm just let me call a random play and like you know what I'm saying. So it is what it is. Man, we did good for what it's worth to not even have Cole Holcomb out there and to have John Bostic out there and stuff like that. We did good. I mean, John Bostic did give up that one. Kind of he bit on the little play where I think Dallas Goddard got a touchdown. But you know we'll give him that one. He can have that. You know what I'm saying. But for the rest of the game, he had a solid game. Um, I think Logan Thomas got a catch. Let me look at this stuff, man. Jeremy Reeves had a nice hit. Shout out to my boy Jeremy Reeves. Uh, oh man. Um, and I saw on Twitter too, like you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Jeremy Reeves, bro. Like it's been a year since his mother passed, so condolences and continued prayers for you. And continued prayers for Ron Rivera and his family. My condolences. I didn't really get to speak on that. I didn't speak on that post game, but man, they kept showing the video. They gotta stop showing the video. Like you know, I know it's like touching and stuff, but I like they ended up making me cry. Like the second time I watched it, I cried. I ain't gonna lie. Um, it's just like you losing your mother. I can't even imagine. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I just pray for your strength and all that to just continue to fight through this. Um, you know, just you can just see like the inner child that boy that's like you know wanting his mama or just like you know wants to see his mama like reaction and still want her there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like my mama would be proud. Like you know, it's just like you know what I'm saying. So that was real touching, and it's just like you know a huge team win for the like it's just a family. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Terry. Terry gonna be a coach one day or something like you know where it's like he came in and just said everything that needed to be said. He knows the tone that needs to be set. So, you know, yeah, man, a lot of stuff. Montez had a sack, like not finally, but like, I think this is probably fourth sack. I want to say. Yeah, fourth sack. You know, got some catching up to do. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's just happy that somebody got a sack this game. You know, cause some pressures and stuff. Yeah, Defoe did have he had a pass deflection too. Like you know, It was a good one too. Kind of like right at the first down marker and stuff like that. He knocked it down. Um, and Kendall Fuller had a couple, man. He had his little Superman deflections. Uh, let's see. And shout out to Jamin Davis for having, like, being the number one leading tackler, like, stepping up in Cole Hogan's place. Proud of him. You know, it was something I was going to say. Taylor. And so this is just like the young. We have such a young team, and it's like they're only maturing. They're growing in front of our eyes, and it's like it's good to see. Um, you know, I just want us to continue to stay locked in and do the things that we need to do, man. I want to speak on this, but I don't want to speak on it just yet. Trying to think. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about. Heineke, everybody's been talking about it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I was just happy that it happened, you know what I'm saying? My main, I don't like people talk about, oh, his best plays were when he threw it out of bounds and when he took a knee. I don't really, I mean, the knee was okay. I get that one. That was cool, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And it did, well, actually, I will speak on it, but my main one is the throwing it out of bounds, like what I'm saying, and not getting intentional grounding. Great play, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's like I've seen that so many times, and it's like the dude will just fall on it, and then it'd be second and 300, like even if that's even possible. But for him to just get the ball, make sure he intentionally goes out the pocket and then throw it back to the line of scrimmage is just like next level, like on some stuff like where next level game management stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like there are elite quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, or Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen that might not have done it. I think Josh Allen might have done it, but Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson may have not done it. They would have tried to just outrun and do that little circle thing where they. Why does every quarterback do that? They kind of do that circle thing where they just try to like outrun the defensive lineman and get around them. But these defensive linemen is fast and linebackers. Okay, yeah. But yeah, that was I would say that was one of his best plays outside of the dot that he threw to Terry McLaurin, like on the side, where Darius Slay's hand is like right there, but Terry gets it in the. That was beautiful, like what I'm saying. And then the other play I was talking about with man coverage, like y'all gotta pay attention more to Taylor Heineke, like what I'm saying. Like he has good ball placement when he's like locked in, you know what I'm saying. When he gets in the groove, he plays very well, man. Like what I'm saying. Sometimes he'll be off, like he was a little rusty in the Green Bay game. Starting off, balls behind, like balls like not good timed up right. When he's like he was dotting stuff up in the Indianapolis game, but y'all so caught up. Oh, his arm, he barely, you know what I'm saying. We'll do whatever, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man. Then the second play, like everybody's talking about when he took the knee, like I mean, I didn't really think much of it. I just know we were trying to run out the clock. But when he got hit by the dudes, I just started laughing, like, because it's just like, dog, like, he is the luckiest dude ever, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in that situation, he was so lucky. Like, because it's just like, you know, like, I guess they were trying to slow down and like, let up. But as soon as they hit him, I was like, oh, that's a flag. And I just started laughing. Like, I'm just like, yo. And then he gets up and just starts celebrating. It's so funny, man. Like, I love the dude, man. Like, I love our team, bro. It's just, yeah. But, say all that to say, yeah, man, it was a great team win. I loved, for once, for us to be the people that celebrate, be on the winning end of it, and just having that fun enjoyment and having that good time. Because there's so many times where I've watched, primetime games with us in it or some other team, and they're just up there turning up and having a good time, and it's like, must be nice, you know what I'm saying? We still suck, but this time around, finally, for, I don't know, Lord's win. Because even when we I don't remember, but even when we had won primetime games or whatever, it's like, we didn't have that team cohesion like we have now, you know what I'm saying, where all the team is celebrating and turning up like this, you know what I'm saying, and I say all that to say, because this is what I was going to talk about with Casey Hill, man. Everybody got a piece today. Everybody got a piece, man. Even Casey too. When Casey Hill got that, I was like, yo, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Last play of the game is the unsung hero, Casey Hill. You know what I'm saying? He started doing the most cringe-worthy, getting gritty that I ever seen. Man. But I was happy for him though, and that's there's like a lasting memory in my head of they've been showing him on ESPN and the highlights and stuff like that, where he's just sitting there doing the gritty. Everybody's coming on the sideline and they're doing the gritty, and it's those the lasting the last shots or whatever, man. I just love seeing the team happy like that, you know what I'm saying? Because it makes me happy. It makes me want to turn up like that, you know what I'm saying? And man. And I loved how they were celebrating in the locker room and all that. Love to see London Fletcher. He like that old uncle that trying to be hip and be with the youngsters and stuff like that. Hey Chase, what they say with the trap, you know? Man, I love London Fletcher, bro. If he could play now, bro, our defense would be elite. I'm not even playing, but yeah, man. Love to see the boys. I want them to continue this momentum, really lock in. We can't overlook anybody, you know what I'm saying? This week is over with, week 10 is over with. Now we're on to the Texans, and yeah, that's who we focus on. So, did a lot of reflecting, did a lot of thinking about this, you know what I'm saying? Loved it, you know what I'm saying? And enjoyed it thoroughly. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it, but before we go, what we do with these reflections, you know what I'm saying, we think about them, we enjoy them for a minute. It's like everything, we on to the next thing, one day at a time, 1 week at a time, one opponent at a time. So just like the Eagles undefeated season crumbles up and we destroy it. Let me stop. That feel good, man. 8-1. 8-1. We got that dub on primetime television. But just like anything, it was just a game that we won. We throw it in the trash and we move on to next week. But yeah, it's your boy Mambo, the Big Dog Command Room. Appreciate y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Show your boy some love. Give me some subscribers, man. I'm trying to get 30 subscribers by the end of the year. We're at 14, so give me halfway there, somebody. Somebody out there want to give me 15. Appreciate y'all. And until next time, peace, love, and hair grease.